Welcome, parents and caregivers! Your baby goes through many changes during the first 6 months of life, from ever-changing sleeping and feeding schedules to growing in their strength and abilities, and with each passing day, building their curiosity to the world around them. It can be tough to keep up on the latest advice on how to care for your baby. This lesson will help guide you through the first few months of baby development and help you make the best decisions on feeding your little one. Let's begin! Let's start at birth. It's recommended that all babies be exclusively breastfed or given iron-fortified infant formula. Many mothers do a combination of both, and that works too. For babies exclusively breastfed, their pediatrician may recommend a vitamin D supplement since the amount found in breast milk may not be enough to meet baby's demands. And, well, that's it, at least for now. The water in breast milk or infant formula is all your baby needs. No other foods or drinks are needed at this time. In the first few weeks, you can expect baby to breastfeed about every 2 to 3 hours or 8 to 12 times, and sometimes more, in one full day. This is normal, and although it may feel like your baby wants to feed nonstop, just know that after the first few weeks, both you and baby will settle down into a more predictable routine. All these feedings are good for baby and your body, as it can take up to 6 weeks to regulate your breast milk supply. Formula-fed babies typically feed less often, closer to every 3 hours or so, and will take in anywhere from 2 to 4 ounces at a time. Your baby will likely go through a few growth spurts during the first couple of weeks of life. You'll notice a change in their feeding habits, perhaps less time than normal in between feedings, or they may cluster feed during part of the day. Cluster feeding is when baby takes in a lot of short feeding sessions in a few hours. It's common for breastfeeding moms to doubt their milk supply at these times, mistaking the hunger from a growth spurt as hunger from not making enough milk. But stay calm, growth spurts will pass in a day or two. The best thing to do is continue feeding your baby when he or she shows signs of hunger. Your body knows just what to do. Since we're talking about babies in those first few weeks of life, it's worth mentioning the common concerns parents and caregivers can have around gas and spit up. In short, gas and spit up are part of normal baby behavior. Their tummies are sensitive and immature. Spit up can happen easily for babies if fed too much, taken milk too quickly, or positioned incorrectly during and after a feed. Gas is normal and usually a good sign that things are moving along in the gut. However, if baby is forcefully pushing out gas or having difficulty with gas in general, it's best to call their pediatrician. You'll also want to call the pediatrician if baby is forcefully vomiting, especially if it happens routinely after feedings. It could be a sign of something more serious and should be addressed as soon as possible. Moving on from those first few weeks of life, you'll notice a more predictable eating and sleeping pattern form. Moms feel more confident at this stage, as they figured out many of their baby's cues and have an idea of what to expect throughout the day. From 6 weeks onward to about 6 months of age, continue to offer only breast milk or formula. With a more predictable schedule in place, you may notice your breastfed baby eating about every 3 to 4 hours. Mother's breasts may not feel as full as they did in the first few weeks. This is usually a good sign that your body has figured out exactly how much milk to make for baby. Formula-fed babies at this point usually eat closer to every 4 hours or so. Be sure to keep all doctor's appointments for baby. This helps ensure that they're growing as they should and stay on track with their vaccinations. Remember, babies will continue to go through many changes during the first 6 months of life. It is normal for baby to continue waking at nighttime to feed. Some parents may want to add cereal or other foods to their baby's evening bottle in hopes that it will give them longer stretches of sleep. And although we agree that those middle of the night feeding sessions are tough, research has shown that cereal in the bottle may cause more harm than good. It can be a choking hazard and lead to overfeeding. Once baby is closer to 6 months of age, you'll get the green light from her pediatrician to slowly introduce solid foods into the diet. There are many tips we have to share on how to do this safely, and you can learn more by viewing our lesson, introducing solids. We'll wrap up our lesson by briefly going through the importance of playtime for young babies. Playtime is necessary for their physical, social, and emotional development. Tummy time is an activity of placing the baby on their tummy, encouraging them to practice lifting their head to build upper body strength and coordination. It's recommended to start tummy time as soon as possible, even as soon as the first week of life. Parents can do this by lying down on an incline and placing the baby on their chest. As baby grows older, tummy time can advance to include reaching for toys or practice rolling from tummy to back. Make sure the play space is safe, removing any small objects that baby could place in their mouth or any items they could wrap around themselves. Games like peekaboo and patty cake are all the fun for babies once their social smile is in full works, about 2 to 3 months of age. Your baby may begin to sit up with support around 4 to 5 months of age, or maybe a little later. Remember, there's a great range of what's considered normal, but if you have any concerns, talk to their pediatrician. This wraps up today's lesson on baby development and nutrition for the first 6 months of life. Let us know what you thought.